It's another day of ABL Season 9 basketball. Once again, we rise to greatness from the Changhua County Stadium in Changhua City, Taiwan. The same respect, the same support that the Formosa Dreamers got yesterday in their loss against the Saigon Heat. Their supporters have come back hoping that today would be a good day for the Dreamers as they take on the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Good day, basketball fans. Judd Sulit here with Marco Benitez, bringing you action in a game that is expected to be a thriller.
That's right, Jet. The Formosa Dreamers coming off a sorry loss yesterday, 72-74 against the Saigon Heat. Of course, after having not played for about 3 weeks, so showing some signs of rust, as evidenced by their 20 turnovers in that game. So looking to bounce back right now, and bounce back in a good way against Westports Malaysia Dragons, who came off a win a few days ago against the CLS Knights. As you take a look at the team standings, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas still in the lead despite the loss last Wednesday. Dreamers at 10-6, while the Westports Malaysia Dragons looking to make a mid-season charge here to solidify their standing before the quarterfinals begin.
Alab Pilipinas has actually clinched their playoff berth, and Formosa also wanting to climb to that pedestal. But again, their fall yesterday Kenny Chen, Will Artino, Malcolm Miller, and Tevin Glass. Ball is up. Game is on. Shepard takes first control. It will be interesting. Who will take the defensive role of guarding Shepard? It looks like it's Kenny Chen to begin this game.
And one thing that's going to be crucial here for the Dreamers is how they defend that pick and roll or that pick and pop, as Shepard normally is the one that handles the ball. Probably 70% of the time he likes to operate from the top, get that ball screen from Egu, and Egu usually pops out for that three-point shot.
Their initial attack was disrupted by the Dreamers. What do you expect from Formosa here, coming in front of his raucous home crowd, obviously wanting to get back from a loss yesterday?
Well, I think for Formosa, they're going to have to be more aggressive in the post. They're also going to have to put a premium on taking care of the basketball, being less careless, and then defending the half court. I think they're not a team that really likes to run, Jut. They're a team that's more deliberate in the half court. They get everybody involved, talking about the three imports as well as their locals. So I would expect a more concerted team effort here for the Dreamers.
Eversley was whistled for that first personal foul. And Artino able to capitalize on the first free throw.
And you know, defensively, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dreamers fall back a little bit against Winston Shepard. He's only a 13% three-point shooter, so they can actually play under that ball screen, that top ball screen, and allow Shepard to shoot it from the outside rather than him penetrating through the heart of the defense.
How important is it for the Dreamers to have Will Artino have a good start? Yeah. They did not have that from him yesterday.
That's definitely very important, because that's going to put a lot of pressure on Nana Egu, who is a very integral defender for the Westports Malaysia Dragons as well.
Egu forces that, and it's a miss. Miller also had a rough start yesterday. Missed his first 5 attempts against the Saigon Heat. 2-0. Chen pushed by Yek. Oh no, check that. He was stepping out of bounds. Great defense by the Malaysian.
Well, that's going to count as a turnover, and that's going to be a stat that we're going to be paying attention to all afternoon.
Shepard usually handles that basketball. You see why. Gets to carve out the littlest of space, but that was all he needed to score.
And that is the main ploy or the main strategy of Winston Shepard. He's a tall point guard, standing about 6'8", so he's going to be stronger than Kenny Chen. So what Kenny Chen has to do is to fall back, give him that outside shot, and prevent penetrations like those.
And Shepard could not get the free throw though. So we're tied up at 2 apiece. 8:40 remaining in the first. Pick and roll between Miller and Artino. Will. Mid-range is good.
We see very similar type of game that Artino has with Nana Egu. They also like to set the top ball screen, and their range allows them to hang around that free throw area.
Once again, now it's Malaysia on offense. Shepard doing everything. And he gets the bounce there, also looking for a foul.
And you see how dangerous Shepard is when he gets into that shaded area. Not even Will Artino can shot block him.
Interesting matchup here between Glass and Eversley. Tevin will settle for that outside shot. Doesn't go. Artino tries to come up with something. He was asking for a foul, but he was actually the one who hooked the arm of Egu.
That's right. Good observation.
Back to the side of the Dragons we go. Shepard and Egu, again, that two-man game. Very early in this match, actually, it has brought a lot of problems to Formosa, but that time, Shepard could not get that shot. Glass, all alone, easy lay-in.
So that's 4 straight possessions that they run that top ball screen for Winston Shepard, and that last time, Kenny Chen doing a better job forcing the jumper instead of the penetration.
The Dragons making the defense of Formosa work.
That is the shot that you want to give up to the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They're actually the worst three-point shooting team in the league, averaging just about 28% as a team.
About 7 minutes remaining in the opening period. Eversley goes straight to the basket, no good. Lee leading the break. This Kenny Chen met by Shepard. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Formosa, where do they go? Screen set by Glass. Miller puts up the 3. Quick trigger there, doesn't work. On the other side, Eversley uses his body. Another miss for him. Chin stopped on his tracks, and they had to reset the offensive attack. But then the referee saw something, technical difficulty. I think the shot clock should not have been reset. Yeah. This gives us a time to look at this beautiful lay-in from Tevin Glass.
Dreamers not really known as a running team, but whenever they have an opportunity, yet they have athletes who can really finish at the break. You talk about Kenny Chin, you talk about Tevin Glass, and even Malcolm Miller. And Miller matched up against his defender right now. I believe that's Chin. Really has an advantage.
Shepard misses.
And that's the shot he wants to give Winston Shepard. That's back-to-back misses off a jumper.
Well, after scoring that first shot, he just has gone cold here.
Yeah.
Sorry miss, however, for Artino, and that's going to be a turnover for Shepard.
That's great defense on the part of Tevin Glass, really boxing him in, using the sideline and the baseline as extra defenders.
Shepard adamant that he did not have last touch on that basketball. Oh, it looked like it bounced off of the foot of Tevin Glass. Maybe that's why Shepard was really upset.
Unfortunately, there's no review of that call.
You'll build that to breaks of the game.
2-3 zone right now. And that's what you say, ball don't lie.
And I'm sure that's in the mind of Vincent Shepard, but Coach Jamie Perlman reminding his player, enough of the complaint. Let's just play basketball.
That time, 2-3 zone for the Dragons. Actually, I think is a good ploy. Force the Dreamers to beat you from the outside.
Let's see where the Dragons go this time. Shepard out to Eversley. 8 on the 24. Chris going out. Oh, what a high looping shot. Jonathan Wong providing.
You know, Jonathan Wong, 22 points off the bench in their last game. He was actually the only guy who scored off the bench. That's his role. Comes out strong, comes out aggressive, especially on the offensive end.
Artino gets it back. Floating one over Egu.
And that is a nice sweeping hook there on the part of Will Artino. I think between the two big men, he's the more polished in terms of offensive skills.
He has many ways to score, that's for sure. Wong again now sending it out to Shepard. Egu with the slip, ball deflected. 5 on the shot clock. Eversley creating one for himself, and that's his first bucket. That can really get him going.
Sweet street stroke there coming from Chris Eversley.
Artino again. That's a sweet spot. Once he gets about 2 or 3 feet away from the basket, that's trouble for the defense.
And he has so many moves in the post that time, making like he was going to his right and then spinning back, trying to finish with the left and then drawing the contact against Egu.
This brings us to our first timeout of this game. With 4:40 left in the first quarter, the Dreamers and the Dragons knotted up at 8. Back to the action here inside the Changhua County Stadium in Taiwan. Both teams with 8 points so far, about halfway through the first quarter.
So far, we've had a good pace to this ball game, as both teams have tried to run well. Westports, the more deliberate half-court team so far. A little bit of pressure here right now. Li Shui-lin. There's actually sort of a zone trap now, dropping back to a man-to-man.
Now it's going to be Lee guarding Shepherd. So a huge height advantage for Winston Shepherd. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Look for this guy to attack. He does, and he draws the foul. Practically played that offensive possession by himself.
That's one of the tendencies. Nobody else touching that basketball on that sequence outside of Winston Shepherd. But you see how strong he is once he gets deep into the heart of the defense. Antonio gets 3 defenders.
I also felt that Li Shui-lin could have made it a little bit more difficult for Shepherd to recover the basketball from the backcourt.
They were expecting the referee to call a backcourt violation, but once the referee did not call anything, it was almost a full head of steam for Winston Shepherd.
Now the troubles of the Malaysia Dragons here in Season 9 of the ABL mostly have come from the offensive end. They have the lowest shooting percentage in the league, just 37%.
One of the reasons why they're the lowest scoring team, averaging about just 72, 73 points per game. The Formosa Dreamers about 13 points better at 85%, but they are the 2 worst teams in terms of scoring, in terms of points per game.
Everything about shooting that basketball, Marco. Malaysia is dead last so far in the league. Points, field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, and even from the free throw line.
But you know what the difference is? That for Formosa, the reason why they are scoring just 85 points per game is because they have such a slow pace. They're a very deliberate half-court squad. So that's the reason why they do not get as many points as, let's say, the Macau Black Bears or San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
That's one way to score, though. Clean up the mess of that opponent, a teammate rather. Eversley with a putback there. Lee using that pick from Glass. They get it in. Tevin Glass over the defense of Shepherd.
And Tevin Glass so far one of the top scorers for his team right now. 6 points already. Artino has 7.
Malaysia once again, the Dragons. Eversley backing down Glass. Eversley with a turnaround. Tough shot is good.
That's a tough shot, especially spinning to the baseline. And against Devin Glass, who stands about 6'7", 6'8".
Here's Malcolm Miller. Has yet to make his mark here. And another miss for him.
That's a wide open shot there for Malcolm Miller. Normally is able to make that.
Wong from outside, no. And that's actually the first statistic for Miller. A rebound, however, he adds another stat, which was a turnover, as that ball was taken away. That's Yek making the most of that.
Clean swipe there from Yek. Miller did not expect he was going to get that steal.
Miller to lead. They want Artino in the post against Eversley. Will Artino, the finesse of the big man.
And the patience in the post despite that double team from Jonathan Wong.
Shepherd attacking Chen, leaving it for Egu. What a block! Jenny Chen closes the door.
Against the 6'11", Nana Egu.
Glass facing up Eversley. Artino will try from outside. Not that time. Miller almost getting the recovery. However, the Dragons throw it away. Glass, his turn to try from deep. He connects.
Tevin Glass feeling it here in the first quarter. Already with 9 points.
Was the leading scorer yesterday, and up to this point of this ball game, again leading Formosa. And if you're the visiting team inside the Changhua County Stadium, you never want the Dreamers to mount a run.
Yeah.
Because this crowd really gets behind their heroes.
And in contrast to yesterday's game, Dreamers right now have a better flow to their offense, because yesterday they had 6 turnovers in the first quarter. They really could not get their game going. Right now, so far doing a better job offensively and defensively as well.
Dragons, Wong ran out of time. Impressive as that layup was, it just did not leave his hands before the buzzer sounded.
And you know, quickness-wise, Wong has the advantage against his defender Cheng Wei, so that might be a matchup they might want to go to from time to time.
About 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's the Formosa Dreamers up by 4. Miller still scoreless. Malcolm involves Tevin Glad. That guy has a bunch of points already. Could not add more.
That was well challenged with the part of Shepard staying in front and challenging that jumper from Tevin Glass.
Egwu swinging it. Jonathan Wong. The kick out. They're moving it. Excellent rotation, but not the result they were looking for. Good tap out.
That's a nice extra possession there for the Dragons. Good ball movement for them. Good patience so far.
Egwu will try from outside. Still nothing. Tian Lei with a rebound. 4 seconds remaining for the Dreamers. Glass. Extra pass. Cheng sent back by Shepard. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Tevin Glass on a scoring rampage. He and Will Artino have scored 9 points each, and that's everything on the side of Formosa. They are up 18-14 after 10 minutes. You're also watching this game between the Formosa Dreamers and the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Thank you for always supporting the ABL. This is season 9, and we're also thanking the COO, Mr. Jericho Ilagan, for putting everything in order. Happy birthday, sir.
Yes, advance happy birthday.
Now it's the second quarter, and for Formosa, only 2 men have scored. That's Artino and Glass, but that has been enough for them to take a 4-point lead. On the other side, Miller! We have seen so many emphatic rejections here.
Malcolm Miller coming from the weak side. Great anticipation. And you know, Malcolm Miller, we've seen him in the warm-ups, can really get up there.
it was really an awkward attack that Miller, well, it wasn't that difficult for him to get up and reject that shot.
But he has to be more aggressive, especially on the offensive end.
Miller still cannot score. Malcolm Miller in a bad mood here to open up the game. 0 for 3. And just like what happened yesterday, in the first quarter, he was scoreless too.
Malcolm Miller only finishing with actually just 12 points. And he's the leading scorer of this squad, averaging about 21 points per game. So if the Westports Malaysia Dragons can really hold him down to below his average or somewhere similar to his output yesterday, that's going to be a big plus for them in trying to get this win.
Chris Eversley made a little celebratory dance after that ball. Well, it bounced everywhere, the rim, the board, before it eventually fell in. He gets 2 points from the line.
Chris Eversley, when you see him on the floor, you won't realize or you won't think that he's one of the funny guys on this Westports Malaysia Dragons squad. But outside of the game, he's really plays a lot of stunts on his teammates. Earlier, he was shooting half-court shots. One of the glue guys as well for these Dragons.
Shepard leading the break. Winston almost losing it. Jin Cheng-hwa, his pass deflected by the Dreamers.
Trying to go down to the post to Winston Shepard, who had Cheng Wei matched up against him.
If you're Malcolm Miller and just like yesterday, you're struggling, you have the ability to score. Do you just put shots up, trust in your ability?
You remember what happened yesterday, Judd, when the thing that got him going was his trip to the free throw line. He saw the ball go into the hoop, and then after that, I believe he hit a three-point shot. So I think this early, he has to not settle for those jumpers, try to take it strong, possibly draw a foul, get to the foul line, and then avoid making those turnovers.
Yeah, the thing about having a rough start for a player, sometimes it ruins all the other aspects of your game. It gets in your head. It makes you commit turnovers like those, maybe make foolish errors on the defensive end.
Sometimes that's what they call quicksand, when this seems like there's nothing you can do right.
Yeah, but Miller is much smarter than that. You know that he's going to get himself going as he gets that steal. Chen out to Cheng. Three ball, no good. They recovered though. Malcolm Miller, finally a bucket for him.
And that's possibly what he needs. How about the court vision there from Tien Le? That's one of the reasons why he's an integral part of this squad. A veteran big man, plays great defense, does not really score a lot, but also with the ability to find open teammates.
Missed about 2 months of action for the Dreamers. Just returned yesterday. His presence immediately felt. Now Egu also, after being unable to contribute anything on the scoring end in the first quarter, gets on the board. Cheng Wei, now to Tien Le. Second miss for Cheng. Now on the run. Egu with the spin. Beautiful move for a big man.
How about that footwork there from Egu? What did we talk about after that layup? Malcolm Miller all of a sudden heating up.
Shepard not appreciating the bump he got from Tien Le. Immediately consulting the referee. Wasn't that a foul, he asked. Sidestep doesn't work. Winston also getting frustrated here.
Yeah.
Now Miller. And look at that. Look at that. That's 7 straight points for him.
And he's the type of import who can just light it up and string up baskets in a hurry. 7 quick points, as you mentioned.
After calling him out for missing his first 4 attempts, he has made his last 3.
Well, that's going to be a foul. And what you like about Jonathan Wong, he's always so aggressive, not afraid to mix it up, be physical, and attack opposing guards.
25-20 the lead for the Formosa Dreamers. It started with this nice pass for Tien Le. Malcolm Miller had the easy layup, and that got him going. After that, he hit the 3, he hit a mid-range jumper. And Jonathan Wall left on the other side to collect free throws.
And all of a sudden, the three imports, well, actually all 25 points of the Dreamers have come from their three imports. But Will Artino picks up that personal. That's going to be two personal fouls on Artino.
Coach Dean Murray, however, just leaving him on the floor, trusting that he won't stay away from foul trouble. Artino, what a spin!
That's a 360 on the ground for Will Artino. We talked about footwork.
And he's showing it with Coach Perlman of Westports. I think Coach Jamie Perlman was asking for a traveling violation.
Another missed three-pointer here for the Dragons, who are currently 0 for 5 from long distance.
And Glass explodes past Shepard. And Formosa is in a groove. They have built a 6-point advantage. And that's all coming from their imports. Tevin Glass, Will Artino, Malcolm Miller combining for all 29 points of their squad so far. Let's take a look at this move again. Will Artino, you rarely see anything like that. Like you said, he does a 360. And look at how planted that right foot was.
That's a legit 360 pirouette there for Will Artino.
Good contest for Miller. Giving up nothing easy. Woo Sung Wei seeing action here after receiving a coach's decision DNP yesterday.
And now everybody getting into the scoring picture. Cheng Wei banks that from about 10 feet.
First 2 points of Formosa that did not come from their three imports. Egwu, now it's with Shepard. Winston bodying in, not getting that. Ball is loose, Miller collects.
How about the defensive effort for the Formosa Dreamers? Really doing a number on Winston Shepard.
Great defense there from Wong, forcing a turnover. From outside, Malaysia connects. Yek Yang Chuan.
First three-pointer of the game for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Much needed answer.
And that's also, Marco, their first assisted field goal.
That's right.
Artino almost losing it. Nice pass there, the backdoor cut from Glass.
And you know, the imports of the Dreamers, not really the most outstanding physical specimens, but they just have great chemistry among the three of them.
And yesterday we were talking how many teams have yet to change imports. There are just a handful of them. By my unofficial count, I think there are 3. And Formosa, one of those. You'll see the reason why. These 3 guys, Miller, Glass, and Artino, just know how to play together.
And it's a big contrast to last season where they probably used about 6 imports in total as Malcolm Miller continues his hot shooting.
Yek attacking. He's looking to provide a spark here.
And with Artino with 2 personal fouls, could not do much except stay vertical.
Remember the time in this game when Malcolm Miller was struggling? Because I don't. It seems far history now. The entry pass, Miller again.
And again, the interior defense of the Dragons, especially since Will Ardino likes to play from the perimeter. Late help there from Nanaegu.
Eversley using his strength, leaving it for Egu, doesn't get the bounce. A rebound for Glass.
Dreamers also doing a good job limiting Westports to just one attempt per possession.
Miller, the jumper, not this time. Winston Shepherd is really looking for the contact. Now the problem, correct me if I'm wrong, but the problem now, as they look for fouls, they become the ones initiating the contact.
That's right. And you know, and the more that he tries to take it on himself, the less his teammates feel connected. And when you cannot get the rhythm offensively, sometimes your defense suffers as well.
Well, they're forcing Formosa to misses. That was a three from Woo Sung Wei that did not work. Jonathan Wong could not get past the defense.
I think they're doing a great job staying with the smaller and quicker Jonathan Wong.
Martino wants it, gives it to Miller. And Wong was caught holding on. He has been trapped in that position, having to guard a much taller Tevin Glass. But this was one of the times that Glass escaped the defense, catching the Dragons on the blind side. And look at those shots, Marco. Those are made extra easy because of the ball movement and the vision on the floor of all the Dreamers.
And you know, seeing how the Dreamers play right now, that game yesterday seems like ages ago, as Woo Sung Wei, once again, another three-point shot for the Dreamers.
How about Cheng Wei? He made everyone think that he was looking for one of the imports and then spotted an open Woo Sung Wei. Another assist, and this Formosa lead has grown to 15. Wong answers with his own three.
That's a big answer, much needed for the Dragons to try to stay within striking distance. Still a minute and a half to go.
Cheng Wei gets that basketball back against Yek. Kenny Chen still a bit silent here. Woo open again. Woo connects once more.
You know, last season Woo Sung Wei was a 50% three-point shooter. Right now, still perfect 2 of 2.
Oh boy, just when you thought the Dragons, they did something good by getting the 3 points back. But now Jonathan Wong gets a deuce.
That's a good answer for them, but they're going to have to make stops on this end of the floor. Otherwise, Dreamers will be content to just trade baskets.
Under a minute remaining in the first half. Ken Lei setting that backdoor screen. Tien will take the three. Almost there. This stadium was ready to erupt.
Would have brought the house down.
The Dragons will start their offense with Shepherd. Egu ready to help, but Winston takes it by himself. The pass could not get it.
Adding to the frustration of the Dragons here in the first half. Formosa now with the chance to have the last say here in the first half, and with possibly a 15 or 16 point bulge.
What a burst they had here in the second quarter. Cheng, the hesitation. Kick out to Wu. A dribble in. No good. Cheng Wei, the putback. No. But that's going to be a foul on Winston Shepherd.
That's a smart basketball play there from Cheng Wei. Before he jumped, he saw that Shepherd was coming. So as he got the ball, also drew contact and did a great job setting that call.
You saw an elbow also extended by Shepherd there.
7 seconds remaining. So for the Dragons, miss or make, they can have the last say and head into the halftime dugout on a positive note.
And what you like about this guy, Cheng Wei, is he's just so active on the court. He doesn't waste a single second when he's put on that floor.
It doesn't appearance-wise, doesn't look to be the quickest, but basketball IQ-wise, he has shown us that He's very capable of contributing solid minutes for Coach Dean Murray.
A timeout whistled by the Westports Malaysia Dragons as the lead of the Formosa Dreamers grows to 15. Check that, it's the Dreamers calling a timeout here, wanting to make sure that they don't give anything easy in the last sequence of the first half. Will Artino and the Formosa Dreamers getting a 15-point lead. It really was in the second quarter that they pulled ahead.
They finished at the first quarter, it was 18-14, so they've really blown this game wide open.
Look at the scoring, Marco, here.
28-17 in favor of the Dreamers, and you know, once Malcolm Miller got his game going, it seemed like it infected the rest of his teammates. Woo Sung Wei has gotten into the picture. Of course, Tevin Glass, Cheng Wei has also scored. It's a much better second quarter here for the Dreamers.
But the Dragons can end this on a positive note. They draw a foul. Shepard does at least, but it's one that the Dreamers were willing to give up as they are far from penalty.
And there you see the veteran smarts of Tien Lei. They still had a foul to give, and he commits it with about 0.69 remaining. This has to be a catch and shoot here.
And that's a big block taken by Tevin Glass. It builds up on what has been a terrific second quarter, or what was rather a terrific second quarter for the Formosa Dreamers, upping their advantage to 15 points. It has been all Formosa here inside the Changhua Stadium, but only half of this game has been played. We'll bring you the second half in a bit.
15-point lead. Are you satisfied with Dreamers' performance?
Yeah, everybody that came into the game has played really hard. Our defense has been really good so far, but we got to do the same thing in the second half.
Just 6 turnovers today. What's different between today and yesterday?
Well, we talked a lot about that today and last night about our turnovers, and we made an emphasis today that we got to take care of the ball.
Okay, thank you, coach. 好，那么 Dean Murray 教练也谈到了，在第一节在上半场他们打得非常非常好，下半场他们会持续同样的节奏来保持这样的一个领先，而且他们在改进了昨天失误的一个问题之后，今天果然是打得非常流畅，非常有机会拿下今天比赛的胜利。好，这时候也请观众朋友们稍微休息一下，再回到 Eleven Sports。
我们来欣。 在两边都已经进行。
You're still watching Season 9 of the ABL. Together we rise to greatness. That's what the Formosa Dreamers are doing at home as they host the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Marco Benitez and John Sulit still with you to deliver this game from the Changhua County Stadium. Tevin Glass doing so much for his squad. He has 13 points to lead the Dreamers. Also has 4 rebounds and shooting a very efficient 6 for 9 from the field.
And you know, prior to yesterday's loss, Formosa Dreamers right now showing us the reason why they were the number 2 squad in the league, playing very efficient basketball. They outscored Westports Malaysia Dragons 28-17 in that second quarter, finishing that first half with 17 assists. And as the stats mentioned, 18 field goals off of those 17 assists. Also, all 3 imports scoring in double figures for the Dreamers, while for the Dragons, nobody yet in double figures.
Absolutely, and I think the import play has dictated this ball game. The 3 imports of the Formosa Dreamers have combined for 36 points on 15 for 26 shooting, while the imports of the Dragons have combined for only 16 points and are shooting a combined 7 for 24 from the field. Shepard only has 4 points, continues to struggle. He's now 2 for 9.
And you know, outside of those first 2 penetrations, Judd, pretty much Formosa just allowing Shepard to take shots from the outside, and he has been ineffective from there.
He was half surprised that the lane was so wide open. He hung for a bit. Took about a split second before he started his attack.
Tevin Glass, once he gets that type of momentum going to the basket, very difficult to stop.
What does Malaysia need to do here? Oh, that was a nudge there from Chin.
This is a frustration foul there on the part of Chin. But here's that penetration once again. You see their late help defense there as Eversley not able to get in front of Tevin Glass.
And Glass now with 15 points to lead all players. The lead of Formosa, that's a new high now. 17 points.
So far they've outscored the Dragons 22-16 in the paint, 7-4 in terms of fast breaks.
Now it's a half-court set for the Dreamers. They're looking for Miller. Ball reversal. Malcolm Miller running through staggered screens. Artino thought about it, puts up the three, it's a miss. Shepard with the running start.
Got a defensive sequence there for Egu.
Now it's the Dragons' turn. Egu. Now it's Shepard. Eversley has 8 points. His total stays there, and the rebound taken by the Dreamers. Artino wanted to send it out to Miller. Glass bumping into everyone, losing control, but it will stay with his team.
And you notice the defense of the Dreamers really keying in on Winston Shepard as he uses a ball screen. They've so far prevented him from getting all the way to the basket, forcing Shepard to take a couple of steps back and have to kick the ball out to other teammates.
Miller left open. The line on the three.
Almost a dead shot there from Malcolm Miller. Shoots at 44% from that area.
That was also excellent patience on the part of Will Artino. He was being double-teamed, but he did not lose control of his attack. Shepard, finally a bucket for him.
The last time Shepard was able to get that close to the basket probably was way back in the first quarter.
And he has been guarded mostly by a local in this game too. Artino trying to give it to Tevin Glass, but Shepard playing terrific defense.
I think Winston Shepard equally up to the task in terms of defending Tevin Glass in the post.
Shepard now has 6 points and 8 rebounds. Egu was caught there. It was before the shot attempt.
And that's one of the few times that they've been able to thread the needle down into Nana Egu.
Possession will remain with the Westports Malaysia Dragons with 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
And you could hear Coach Dean Murray shouting from all the way in the bench, telling his team to stay in front of their man and not to risk making those steals or swiping at the basketball.
The Dragons still down by 18 points. Shepard looking for a teammate. Egu with a couple of seconds remaining. Now it's Eversley, has to put it up. Chris Eversley, right in the nick of time.
That's just a tough shot there from Eversley, and nothing but the bottom of the net.
How can the Dreamers respond? Miller has it against Eversley. A zone now being deployed here. Man zone actually by the Dragons. Artino to the cutting glass. Highlight on the way. Artino to glass. Big-to-big connection.
One of the underrated skills of Will Artino is that he's such an excellent passer. That time, pinpoint pass to Tevin Glass.
6 assists already for Will Artino. And we are officially putting him on triple-double watch as he has 11 points and 11 rebounds as well.
They have defense there coming on that penetration from Chin.
Chin just breaking down the defense. Now he's the one on the defensive end of Lee Shui Lin. Couple of screens. They go to Glass. Artino asking for it, but Chin leaned in with an armbar.
They're going to call it a double dribble.
Oh, okay.
On Tevin Glass.
So it was good defense for Chin.
Yeah, lucky break there for the Dragons because it was a mismatch with Tevin Glass on, or Chin rather, on Tevin Glass.
You'll see it here as Artino spotted Tevin Glass, and all he had to do was rock the rim.
That's just great chemistry and familiarity with the tendencies of your teammate.
Shepard. Eversley wanted to get that into Yek.
How about Kenny Chen staying in front of the 6'8" Winston Shepard, not allowing him to blow by him.
Check that, it's Hanwei Long. Last checked into the game, Coach Jamie Perlman. With the long arms of the Dreamers, it's also become difficult for the Dragons to send those inside passes. Shepard out to Egu. Straight away three doesn't work. Tan up high for that rebound. Jonathan Wong, after the ball fake, Still nothing, and it's Formosa getting control.
And, that's another great defensive stop there for the Dreamers. Excellent defensive ploy, forcing Shepherd to go to the baseline.
Miller with the pass to Martino. It seemed off for a bit, but it worked for the Dreamers.
Assist number 20 for the home squad. You just love how these imports share the basketball among each other.
And that's already more than their average. They norm 19.4 assists a game as a team. But that assist was from Shepherd to Egu. Probably the easiest bucket they had.
That time, Shepherd really imposing his will against Kenny Chen.
Lee against Tan. They swing it to the right side. Lee Shui Lin, mid-range. Doesn't work. Kevin Black's working hard to get an extra possession. They'll reset. Kenny Chen. Now it's Lee. Circling the ball to Miller. Three. Good.
One of the smoothest jumpers you're going to see here in the ABL. Malcolm Miller.
Eversley straight to the basket, just exploiting the defense. It's now a 17-point lead for the Formosa Dreamers.
The Dreamers will be content just trading baskets with the Dragons at this stage.
If you're Malaysia, what's your way to get back into this game? Definitely not that by committing turnovers, and it seems like Chris Eversley was also hurt on that play. Adding trouble to what already has been a problematic afternoon for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They just haven't found ways to stop the three imports of the Formosa Dreamers. The home team up 58-41. Miller, one of the factors why his team is up by a large margin right now. Again, it has been the three imports. They have combined now for 48 of the 58 points of the Formosa Dreamers.
And you saw the quarter scoring on your screens. Formosa so far still outscoring the Dragons 12-10 here after 28-17 second quarter for them.
Marco, do you see any opportunity or advantage maybe that the Dragons have that they haven't been able to expose and capitalize on?
Well, so far right now with the way the Dreamers have been playing, it's going to be the Dragons are going to be very hard pressed to try to get any advantage unless they're able to get Winston Shepherd to really attack the basket and then try to kick out to open shooters. But so far their shooting has not been up to task, only shooting 16%, 2 of 16 or 2 of 12 from the three-point line. So definitely that's not going to get them back in the contest.
Actually, their field goal shooting is very far from Formosa Dreamers right now, but right around the Dragons' average, 37%.
It's going to have to start from the defensive end, Jud. They're going to have to make stops, avoid committing silly fouls. If possible, try to force turnovers. But, you know, Dragons not really known as a team that likes to force turnovers or likes to press because they only use a short rotation, about 8 players on the average for Coach Jamie Perlman.
Shepherd saw the lane and attacked it, gets the 2 points.
And if they can get more of that and make stops on this end or just try to challenge and force the Dreamers to lower percentage shots.
For the Dragons too, do you see any kind of player? I mean, what's the mode of player that could be an addition additional help? Do they need a shooter, someone who can facilitate outside Shepard?
Well, yes, I think they probably need somebody who can facilitate outside of Shepard so that he does not have to take most of the scoring load or the ball handling load. They probably need another shooter as well to complement Chris Eversley.
Here's Cheng Wei out to Tian Lei. 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. That time, great defense played by the Dragons, but for most of this game, it has been plays like that. Sudden dives to the basket that Formosa has scored on. But look at Jonathan Wong. From the first half, he has been the guy who has continued to fight for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
And you know, with Shepard with most or the majority of the ball handling duties, that also takes a lot of his energy from having to play defense.
You see him there, stopped on his tracks. He gets the ball right back. It doesn't always becomes apparent as Egu muscles his way in. And talking again about Shepard, you won't necessarily see it, but that takes a lot of toll. Eventually through the course of a ball game.
Not just having to dribble the ball multiple times, but also taking a lot of the contact from multiple pesky guards that the Dreamers have thrown at him. They've thrown Kenny Chen, they've thrown Li Shuilin. Right now, Cheng Wei is as the primary defender. And whenever he uses that ball screen, there's a secondary defender ready to accept and play defense on him.
This time he received help from Nana Egu, and that two-man game resulted to a three-point play opportunity. This can trim the deficit down to 12 points.
And you know, that's the reason why Coach Dean Murray immediately sends Will Artino back into the game to replace Tevin Glass, because now you have a quicker and more agile big man in Artino to be the last defender or last line defender.
Artino. Cheng Wei looking for Tian Lei in the post. Tian has it. The spin. Loses control. The kick out to no one. It will be Malaysia basketball.
That's a good stop for the Dragons. Basket here. And they can cut it down to single digits with a three-point shot.
Now, even when Tian was regularly playing in the early part of this season, he wasn't a big factor in terms of numbers, but the intangibles, the experience that he brings into this team.
He's a solid backup big man who'll give you the rebounds, who'll be your last line defender, who'll spot up for the open three off a ball screen. So he provides a lot of those quality minutes for Coach Dean Murray.
Minute and 34 remaining in the third quarter. Shepard, that was a great seal for him, but couldn't get the shot. The put back, the jam.
And don't look now, it's just a 10-point advantage for the Dreamers with still 1 and 20 remaining here in the third.
Miller spots Artino. Will, couple of spins, able to draw the foul. Egu whistled for it.
Almost a good stop for the Dragons, but Nana Egu just had to put his arms down for a split second. But here's that move once again. Will Artino complaining, asking for the ward off.
Actually, it did get warded off a couple of times. But hey, as long as the referee does not blow his whistle, you gotta play on.
Yeah.
And that's what Shepard did. Got the putback jam.
Winston Shepard now with 15 points in the game. With Artino so far, 4 out of 5 from the stripe. Much better outing at the free throw line as compared to yesterday.
And the reason they fell behind too early on, the Dreamers, was because they couldn't make shots even from the free throw line. And they were left to wonder, what if we made a few more of those? We would have taken the win. Another miss for the Dragons.
With the shot for Jonathan Wong.
Miller looking for Artino. Ball with the big man. Fall away. Doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Shepard. Malaysia running. Wong open. Money on the three.
It's a big shot right there. Trims the lead to single digits.
Miller responds on the other side.
How big has Malcolm Miller been in today's ballgame, really making a good comeback from yesterday's subpar outing.
And Eversley attacks the defense of Artino.
Chance for Formosa to take the last shot of the third.
The Dragons have made strides here, refusing to give up. They're looking to get one stop here against the Dreamers. Miller goes to Artino. Will loses the basketball, and that was a positive third quarter for the Westports Malaysia Dragons as they trim the deficit down to 9. It's much more manageable than the high of 18 that it was earlier in the period.
But they were able to outscore the Dreamers 24-18. And as you mentioned, more aggressive attacks coming from Winston Shepard and also sharing the basketball, finding beneficiaries like Nana Egu.
It's a close encanto here in Changhua Stadium. Back-to-back games the Formosa Dreamers are playing. Yesterday took a loss against the Saigon Heat. Today they hope to bounce back and make their home city proud. And they are currently up by 9, but not one bit safe as the Dragons of Malaysia have climbed back. Jud Sulit and Marco Benitez with you on this afternoon, bring you the action from Taiwan. Marco, I want to ask, what's going to bring Malaysia back in this game if they want to take the win?
But if they can continue what they did in the third quarter, forcing the Dreamers to turnovers. They had 5 turnovers in that third quarter, resulting in 7 turnover points in that quarter alone. That's one of the reasons why they were able to get back into this game. And of course, the more aggressive play coming from Winston Shepard rather.
Glass with a second remaining. Oh, they get bailed out by that foul call on Shin.
That's a lucky break there on the part of the Dreamers. Dragons had already played about 23-point-something seconds of great defense.
That's also similar to what happened to them at some point in the third quarter. Now, Dreamers are going to have to make them pay by making free throws. Like you said earlier in this coverage, Tevin Glass made a bunch of his points yesterday from that part of the floor. You know what's amazing though? We called out Malcolm Miller back in the first quarter for struggling, missing his first 4 shots. Well, he is the leading scorer of this game right now.
And it all started from that nice assist pass coming from Tien Lei. And it really got Malcolm Miller going in this game. 2-2-1 right now.
Oh, a costly turnover for the Dragons. Miller zigzagging his way. Malcolm Miller steps back, jumper, quick trigger, but they do get the ball back.
I was about to say that was early in their shot clock, but second chance opportunity for the guys in white.
Lee, out to Kenny Chen. Chen sent back by Egu.
That was well defended coming from Nana Egu. Great help defense.
The shot clock expired, but it seemed like there was a few more seconds remaining.
They're going to give them 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Cross screen, freeing up Will Artino, too strong. Rebound taken by no one. It sailed out of bounds, and referees signal Malaysia basketball.
That's going to count as a good defensive stop for the Dragons. Crucial possession here, I would say. They need a basket, trim it down to 8, possibly even 7, make it a 3-possession game.
Look at the spacing right now for Malaysia. Pretty much a 5-out offensive scheme. But the defense of Formosa quick to react. They get the stop and the steal.
This is one of the reasons why it's so important that Kenny Chen is on the floor. He's been the most effective defender against Winston Shepherd.
10-point lead now for Formosa. Can they add more? 7 on the 24. Lee Shui Lin out to Glass, working his way, spins, tough shot. Tevin Glass hits the front of the rim. Shepherd with a running start. Winston Shepherd. He gets fouled there by Kenny Chen.
Shepherd does a good job putting his head down, putting his shoulders down, really just attacking the defense of Kenny Chen, who had no choice but to foul Shepherd.
Second foul on Chen.
And you have to admire how Chen has been able to limit his fouls to just 2. Meanwhile, defending Winston Shepherd for majority of his game.
Chin Cheng will be replaced right now by Yek Yan Tran. Shepherd, meanwhile, trims the deficit down to single digits again. It reached a high of 20 points earlier back in the third period. You just know that the offense of the Westports Malaysia Dragons will always flow through Winston Shepherd. He is the barometer of this squad.
That's right. And that's what, so far, what we have seen this entire season.
Eversley, he can knock down shots too. Not that time though.
That was actually a great baseline play. Wide open shot for Eversley. Just not able to connect. Still scoreless from long distance is Eversley.
Artino again. Artino, ball rims out. A chance for the Dragons. Eversley on the left side. I don't think Wong spotted him, but no problem because Jonathan Wong delivers that basketball through the hoop.
Never bashful about taking those shots. Jonathan Wong as Tevin Glass gets the and one. Jonathan Wong, the only guy who has scored off the bench for the Dragons.
Take a look at this move. It started here with Wong. The deception on that ball fake, lays it in. However, he was immediately answered on the other side by Tevin Glass.
I think Coach Jamie Perlman just got teed up by the referee after complaining excessively on that foul called against Westports.
He felt that there shouldn't have been a foul on Nana Egu. I was looking at him, he was saying that Egu was backpedaling with his arms up. I'm not sure if Coach Perlman is familiar with the imports of Formosa because this is the first time that these two teams are meeting. But earlier he was kind of jawing with Will Artino, and during this time when Tevin Glass was shooting a free throw, he was actually talking to Malcolm Miller.
And if he knew the imports of the Dreamers, they will just oblige any of those shop talk.
Wong. Chen, look at him lock up Jonathan Wong. You know what? Kenny Chen may have been having a troublesome offensive afternoon. But like they say, cliche as it is, there are no bad days on defense.
That's excellent defense there on the part of Kenny Chen.
Chen is scoreless, 0 for 2 in not a single bit of his stat line will impress you. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a block. But the intangibles.
Yeah, the intangibles, exactly. The defense that he has played against Winston Shepherd has probably been one of the main differences.
Wong actually had a good look, but decided to pass it out. Egu, long shot, long rebound for him as well. Pass deflected. taken away by Formosa. It would have been easy 2 points for the Dragons.
The quick hands of the Dreamers. They're the #1 team in terms of steals in the league, averaging about 8 a game.
And what a finish from Malcolm Miller.
Another assist for the Dreamers.
Yeah, it was a finish for Artino, but coming off a pass from Miller.
And Winston Shepard doing well to attack the basket right away and try to get those 2 points back.
Take a look at this pocket pass. Malcolm Miller spotting Will Artino. It reminds me of a similar play earlier where Artino was the passer to a cutting Tevin Glass.
You see the versatility of the imports and the chemistry of the imports of the Formosa Dreamers.
That's right. And there was also a stretch where they had to play without Will Artino. Formosa did not even get a replacement import. They powered through and they actually got wins in that stretch.
They were able to maintain that second place ranking. It's just that the middle segment of the standings is just so close and so competitive that right after Alab, Pilipinas, it's almost a free-for-all.
Malaysia gets an extra possession, but Lee Shui Lin takes it away. Miller to Glass, down the lane, no good. Tevin asking for a foul. Westports on the run. Shepard stripped from behind.
And that's 2 deflections I count coming from Kenny Chen. First one resulted in that miss from Tevin Glass. This one, he buys them another possession. Or he deflects it and allows them to be able to set up on the half court.
This has been an exciting ball game. Thank you for joining us here on ABL Season 9. Again, Marco, it's not just the steals of Formosa, but just the deflections. You know, just taking a little bit out of the confidence of Westports in executing their offense.
You know, it's unfortunate that we do not keep a stat for number of deflections, as yet it's a long 3. Draw them down to single digits.
Yek Yang Chuan saying, what deflections are you talking about? Here's a 3. Talk about this. 9-point lead for the Dreamers. They're staying patient now on offense. Artino looking to attack. It's a travel on Will Artino. He was trying to sell a foul. He's starting to get very frustrated now.
Very frustrated. Look at the defense of Egg. We're just staying in front of him. That's a good call. Move that right pivot foot.
6 minutes and change remaining in this ball game. 71-62, the Dreamers ahead. Egwu and Shepard, 2-man game. Shepard to the cut in Jonathan Wong.
That's another deflection.
Glass far ahead. The Dreamers will reset their offense. Good transition defense for the Westports Dragons. And great defense as well as they take the ball away. Eversley to the cup, no good.
Oh, that's a careless turnover there on the part of Malcolm Miller.
Actually, both teams have been careless on opposite ends. Malaysia looking for Egwu. Ball with him now. Sets the screen for Eversley. Shot is good. Chris Eversley with a huge 3-pointer. And now the Westports Malaysia Dragons within 6 points. Oh boy, what a turnaround that was. Back with us on ABL 9. Formosa Dreamers held a 20-point advantage back in the third quarter, but that is history as the Westports Malaysia Dragons have climbed back and have gotten within 6 points, 71-65. We are in for a treat here to end the ball game. But how was Malaysia able to climb back, Marco?
Again, forcing turnovers, being more aggressive, sharing the basketball better, especially. You know, Chris Eversley, what a time for him to hit his first three-pointer of the game.
They get a stop again. Artino misses there. Yank. Almost traveled there. Wong looking for space, loses control.
That's another deflection for the Dreamers. That has saved them from many a basket of the Dragons.
Artino against Egwu. Miller with a pick from Artino. That doesn't work. The ball chased initially by Eversley, but he thought that was going to be their possession, so he let it go. And then eventually the referee said, Formosa basketball.
Whenever you have a chance to get the basketball, especially here at this stage or this juncture of the game, just have to make sure that you get the possession.
Lee against Yek. Lee Shui Lin, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kenny Chen from deep, no good. Wong, open. Not this time though, and that's going to be a big rebound taken by Kenny Chen.
And you wonder whether Winston Shepard might have been better served just attacking the basket.
Formosa again drawing the foul. And that time it was clear.
That's going to go against Chris Eversley. He really put the hand down and got Kenny Chen on the forearm.
Chen will be tested at the free throw line. Still scoreless in this game, has only taken 3 attempts.
Again, here in the fourth quarter, the Dragons have so far outscored the Dreamers 10-7. Remember, in the third, they were able to outscore them 24-18.
And it was very late in that third period that they made that surge to eventually outscore the Formosa Dreamers. They went on a 9-0 run back then. Couple of misses from the free throw line for Formosa. That one was from Chien.
Got to set up half court here.
Big set by Egwu. Shepard. Not the best of offensive attacks because of the poor spacing there.
Jonathan Wong was actually wide open on the wing.
Here come the Dreamers. 3:15 left in the game. They're up by 7. Miller using that pick from Artino. Neither team can get field goals in at this point. There will be a foul on Chien as he impeded the path of Winston Shepard.
And if I'm Winston Shepard, I'm just going to go hard, try to go hard against Kenny Chen. Force the referee to make a call. That's the third personal on Kenny Chen.
With 3:05 remaining, a timeout has been called on the floor. The Dreamers still up by 7, 72-65. Stay with us. We'll bring you more of the ABL in just a bit. Back in the first half, the Formosa Dreamers shared that basketball fluidly. They had 17 assists. But here in the second half, they've only gotten 7 assists.
I think it's also one of the big differences, not having as much flow to their offense. Formosa coming out with a zone off of that timeout, forcing the Dragons to an outside shot.
Like you said, the Dragons not that efficient from deep. Miller Imports getting caught up on the pick. Still a miss for Formosa. They're looking to attack now. Eversley.
You need to get a good possession here if you're the Dragons.
Oh, great stop there from Glass and Artino. Shepard recovers. Out to Egwu. Three-pointer is good.
And that's the first three-pointer of the game for Nana Egwu.
Down to a 4-point advantage for Formosa. The frustrations of the Dragons building up.
That's a nice kick out there coming from Shepard. Did not force the issue, saw that he was going nowhere, just decides to kick it out to Nana Egwu, who's actually one of their best three-point shooters at 35%.
That's even higher than Chris Eversley as Eversley's only averaging 28% in the season. But Glass buys his team some insurance, knocking down that first free throw. He has one more coming his way.
Glass has been a solid free throw shooter. Has only missed one today. Also only missed one yesterday. He was 10 of 11 on the stripe.
Back to a 6-point lead for the Dreamers. The visiting Dragons on the offensive. Shepard makes his dribble up. 5 seconds left on their shot clock. Eversley. And they were really limited to outside shots in that possession.
That's a great defensive stop from the guys in white, just collapsing in the paint, preventing the penetration.
Shepard takes the ball away. Miller will give chase to Eversley. That's an easy deuce.
Another nice assist coming from Winston Shepard.
The Dreamers now feeling the pressure of this comeback. 90 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Cannot afford a useless foul here. Dragons are in the penalty.
It was a similar scenario to what we saw yesterday, just flipping it. As yesterday it was Formosa mounting the late comeback. Can they hold on today? 1 minute and 10 remaining. Shepard gets away. Oh, loses control of the basketball.
What the hell defense from Malcolm Miller from the weak side. Just saved them 2 points.
And Eversley gives up the foul. The problem is that will mean 2 free throws for Kenny Chen.
Probably did not need to commit a foul.
Take a look at this. This was the layup earlier. Shepard setting his teammate up perfectly. But then the next play that Westports Dragons had, Shepard actually had a clear lane to the hoop, but he couldn't take control of that basketball, lost it as he went up.
You have to credit Malcolm Miller for the late challenge. Forced Winston Shepard to change his shot a bit. But right now, Winston Shepard 2 assists away from a triple-double.
We thought that it would be Artino who would get to that, but Will Artino has only had 1 assist here in the second half.
Need to get something quick here if you're the Dragons.
And yet again, the play was disrupted by the deflection.
Good timeout here for Coach Jamie Berman. They need a basket and they need something quick, whether it's a 2 or a 3.
Only 50.6 seconds remaining, and the Dragons are trying to make up for 6 points. That's the lead right now of the Dreamers.
It's 13 seconds, okay? You guys out front, switch! Out front, switch! Hey, can't be any threes! No, if it's just those 2 guys, you just hedge. I'm just saying the guards. Hey, listen. Don't let him post you up either. Hey, listen. We need 1 rebound. Okay, and lock the ball up. Okay. Hey, this is the game right here. This is the game right here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Team.
As you heard in that huddle, Coach Dean Murray saying that this possession is what's going to determine this game.
And you know, this is one of the biggest differences from last season. The coaching of Formosa this season has been excellent. And Coach Dean Murray telling them this is the game. He's coaching them possession by possession. He's not even looking forward to their next offensive sequence down the line. He's telling them that if they're able to get a stop on this possession, this is the ball game for them. That's the reason why he's telling them to hedge, not allow Shepherd to get an open lane, and then just challenge on those outside shots. That's excellent coaching from Dean Murray.
So when you hedge, Marco, for the benefit of our viewers, what exactly do you want to stop? What exactly are you giving up?
You're showing a little, let's say for example, you're helping off your defender on the weak side a little so as to you discourage Winston Shepherd from attacking the lane.
Eversley actually had an excellent look. And he even had Tevin Glass colliding with a teammate.
But that's a great
Kenny
defensive,
Chen, yeah.
That's a great defensive effort. You'd rather you have two defenders challenge the shot than have no one at all. And Eversley knocked down that three.
But again, the struggles continue for Eversley, who was the leading scorer of Malaysia last season, now playing in his third ABL year. Miller gets that free throw in. Malcolm Miller, what a bounce back from a subpar start to this game.
Miller is going to finish with possibly 22 points. But Dean Murray was correct. That defensive stop was the game for them. Now Miller makes both free throws. It's a three-possession game. You don't even have to score if you're Formosa. You just need to get another stop here.
Shepherd getting to the cup, floating it in. Frustrations boiling up here. And Coach Dean Murray will use up a timeout. 28 seconds remaining. And although the Dragons were able to score, the Dreamers still up by 6.
We'll advance it. No, advance it. Advance it. Just run. Hey, listen, they got a foul. Hey, listen, just run line. Ryan, take it out, okay? Just run line. Will, Kenny go first. Malcolm, Tevin, just go first. Will, you go off to the rim. And set it for Malcolm, and just roll back. Hey, you got to squeeze the ball. Hey, listen, if they don't foul right away, just, hey, listen, Malcolm, if you get it, Will, get out of there. Will, just come back and set a block. Come on, let's go right here. Go, team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team.
You know, like you said earlier, it's just possession by possession for Coach Dean Murray. But since they chose to advance the basketball to their side of the court, there's only going to be 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
So they're actually giving Westports another possession, but I like the ploy of Dean Murray because by advancing the basketball, you avoid committing a turnover under your basket, which is exactly what happened yesterday and allowed Bernatowski to score under the basket and seal the win. This time, they inbound in their front court. Even if they have to give up 14 seconds or 10 seconds, they have a better chance inbounding.
Glass, double team. Gets away, Artino has it. He wants to score, and Will Artino does!
That's possibly the ball game right there.
That was a dart to the heart of the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Shepherd still carving out some space. They foul Miller, or not yet. But Formosa escapes. They were able to get that second glass with that exclamation point.
What a team effort here for the Formosa Dreamers. Malcolm Miller, the composure, not to turn the ball over.
One last save for Winston Shepherd, but it will be a game won by the home team, the Formosa Dreamers. They bounce back from a heartbreaking loss yesterday against the Saigon Heat. And it's not going to be a losing streak for Formosa. They take a win immediately. And it's only going to be a one win for... It's not going to be a winning streak, too, for Malaysia, as after their win against CLS Knights, they lose here to the Dreamers.
Well, the Formosa Dreamers shedding away all that rust with that loss yesterday. This is the Dreamers that garnered second place throughout most of the season so far, and they played as a team. The imports combining for Glass had 38, or Glass had 28 points, Miller had 22, Artino had 19 and 12 and 6 assists. What an amazing team effort, 26 total assists for the Formosa Dreamers.
And that does it for us here from Changhua County Stadium. For my partner Marco Benitez, for the entire team of the ABL, my name is Judd Surit. Thanking you for watching another game of the ASEAN Basketball League. Formosa Dreamers taking a win at home over the Westports Malaysia Dragons.